Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, so you have a jumper and I'm not going to turn it over yet. Your key to the week card for the week ahead from your February 2020 tarot reading, if you haven't seen it, it is up, check it out, was the Judgment card, right? And interesting, because I always see the Judgment card as very much a blast from the past. It does carry that sort of Mercury retrograde sort of energy. It tends to bring something or someone back into our lives so that we can reassess, reevaluate, assimilate the lesson, right? And that is the really important part. When something comes back into your life, it's not it's not necessarily for you to be to reconnect with them. Sometimes it's just so that you can look at whatever the message was, look at whatever the lesson was that you were supposed to learn from that bond, experience, union, partnership, collaboration, whatever. Sometimes you're supposed to take the lesson from it, and the reminder that you get is that you need to assimilate that energy so that it can finally be released and transcended. The Judgment card always precedes big changes. It is a very big change card. So there is change on the horizon for you this week, but you are going to have to backtrack or certainly reevaluate or reassess something in your life. So your actions and your path ahead, what is it? It is the Queen of Cups. So in some way, shape or form, this could be a water sign female, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. In some way, shape or form, whether you're male or female, this shows up for you because it's on your actions and your path. So in some way you show up as yourself, and this week there is a lot of deep introspection. There is you really paying attention to your feelings, really being aware of what nourishes your spirit, who nourishes your spirit, who offers those connections that actually feel like tribe. Who is it that you feel genuinely connected to, and what is it that makes you feel connected to them? There's a lot of really searching and paying attention to the undercurrents of Scorpio, really, and that's really what you're doing this week. Now, Mercury retrograde in Pisces is actually a trine energy to you, so it's not one that is jarring, or you might feel it, but you'll probably feel the benefits from this more than anything else. The fact that you have the Queen of Cups in your actions and on your path, there is something this week that does suggest that in many ways you are seeking to nurture and nourish yourself, but ultimately you're asking yourself what and who deserves the kind of nourishment that only you can truly give. This is a really powerful week for you guys, and like I said, it does look like somebody is coming back into the fold for you. Someone or something is coming back, and this week you're asking yourself, does this person, situation or thing really deserve all that I am ready, willing and able to offer? And this week you could really be paying attention to that, and it really is about you being selective this week. Your communications and conversations, you have the World card, right, or the World tree. Beautiful card. When it comes to communications, this week you are all about the truth. You want the goods, no bullshit. Don't give me any crap. Don't give me any stories. Don't sell me any dreams. I don't want any of it. I'm not here for it. Scorpio, you could be really borderline harsh this week, right? Because you know what you bring to the table. All of that is really being figured out at the moment. What you're really trying to define or trying to ask yourself is, where do I put this energy? Where do I put this growthful, nurturing, nourishing energy that I bring to the table? And ultimately, whatever or whoever it is that I'm presented with this week, this is about you asking yourself, does this person, thing, situation, experience, person, whatever it is, deserve all that I can bring to it? Now, this could be to do with your work, it could be to do with your job. You could be drawing some lines in the sand this week, right? Because the World card is ruled by Saturn, and so this is very much seeing you being You know, it's kind of like this energy of I do everything above board, I do everything by the book, and if you're not coming with that same energy, stay the fuck out my space. Sorry, it's potty mouth today. Right, this is you getting really very serious about work. This is about you being ready for whatever the next stage or phase is. And this is asking you, because your world card is where you level up, right? It's where you master something. It's where you complete something. And the judgment card is what precedes this card, right? Things come up to be looked at, reassessed, reevaluated, so that you can move forward with this. So the fact that you have the world card or the world tree in your communications and conversations, this week you really are asking, who is it that's made the cut and what is it that hasn't made the cut? And this is only going to be heightened by that trine energy from the Mercury retrograde, because it's actually giving you the opportunity to think deeper on things that really, you know, deeper than even a Scorpio, to think deeper on things that you really want to attach yourself to. And the world card, what you really are willing to attach yourself to for the long run, for the long haul, for the next stage. Your money and materials, you have the 6 of Swords. If you've been worried about your finances, this is a much easier week for money. It's a much easier week for finances. This is where you move from the rough waters to the smooth, but it's also where things start to move in general. For a lot of you, I'm seeing you looking for new work, different jobs, different opportunities, different prospects. This falls right underneath that Queen of Cups. So for a lot of you, you could be thinking, you know what? I need to make sure that I am being utilized in the way that I want to be utilized, and in a way that actually allows me to shine for who I truly am. This week, money does look good. It looks like you're budgeting, and it actually looks like a lot of you are building either a stash pot or an escape route, an escape plan from whatever it is that you're currently doing. That would be really good for you to do. Don't make any big decisions this week, but certainly do revise your finances and maybe look at what your exit strategy could be. You know, how quickly can you save the kind of money that you want in order to make the next step that you're ready to make. So it does look like you know the mind is working, the brain is thinking. You know, you guys are really doing a lot of the groundwork, so to speak, on the underneath. For your love and relations, you have the Knight of Pentacles. For those of you that are single, love is fleeting, my darlings. Whatever or whoever shows up this week is not for the long term or for the long haul. Now, a lot of people might argue that because it is the Knight of Pentacles, right? Which is a card of determination and longevity. However, it falls opposite the 6 of Swords. So it suggests that whoever it is that you're meeting, you meet in transit. You meet on your travels in some way, shape or form. Maybe even on your commute to work. It does suggest that they're not necessarily in it for the long haul. Now, what I find really interesting is that this card actually falls underneath the World card. So this person could be a Capricorn, they could be younger than you, very likely, because it is a Knight. What I find really intriguing though, is I feel like whatever happens between you now is transient. That doesn't mean that at a later date you don't then reconnect. So consider that, all right? Whoever comes in this week, don't make any concrete plans with them for now. Just enjoy the time that you have, so that when they pass out of your life, it's not a big shock, worry, or, you know, upheaval. But just be prepared that that may not necessarily be the last that you hear of them. For those of you that are partnered, this looks lovely because it's a very grounded energy. It does look like you guys, you and your partner are really starting to ask yourselves, right, what is the long term for us? Where do we go from here? And more importantly, how do we now start to build? How do we now start to go to the next level? For some of you, this could be about moving from engagement to marriage. For some of you, this could be about moving from marriage to parenthood. For some of you, this could be about a physical move, or maybe the starting of a business together. There's a lot of growth prospects here for those of you that are partnered, for you guys working together or supporting each other's dreams, which I really, really like. So that is your week ahead. It looks like a really interesting one. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.